as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Racing through the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live with Third Owner, so yes.
Good?
Yes.
A pleasant good night, cycling fans and supporters. Welcome to the
179th edition of As the Wheels Turn. The best thing happening on a Thursday, however, tonight is a Wednesday because what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is the 1st of May.
Labor Day holiday, yeah. So guys, we're coming to you one day early. I know you guys just can't wait. See how Don is happy right now. He opened up with a big smile. We're so happy to talk cycling to you guys every night that As the Wheels Turn is on. So thank you for your commitment and thank you for joining us a night early.
True.
Good night, Donis.
Good night, dear. My belly stuff. I eat food early.
Yes, but I stuffed too.
You stuffed?
Yeah, I never had dinner with you guys, but my lovely retired friends from Burrell Boom treated me to a beautiful late lunch, which I want to thank them very much. Mr. and Mrs. Lizama, thank you for the hospitality today. The stew, lobster, and Johnny Cake was a hit. Boy.
Why?
Yes,
Johnny Cake, that's some good.
So when you say you bring food, I'm like, I can't. I wish, but I can't.
Well, you know, Kev cook up every week now. Kev buy the drinks maker, I say they put on the weight.
Well, I never said that. you said that, but since you have a thing, right?
I get to refer about me.
Yeah, I know the guys said Donis, usually when the guys are coming back, right? Why? So and so, they look a little chubby.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mr. Donis tonight.
Yeah.
Back at you, Donis.
Yes, man. That's how I go.
Yeah.
It's all fun. It's all fun. Yes, man. But we want to welcome all our viewers. Remember to like and share to keep this thing going. We normally open up. We have some birthday greetings, right?
We do. And you have your list as usual.
Yes, I have some happy birthday greetings here. First of all, I want to wish Miss Desiree Lewis, is the wife of Coleman Williams. Happy
Miss
birthday.
Des. Happy
Miss
birthday.
Des, happy birthday, Miss Des. My beautiful cousin, Carol Erdona, she lives in the US, I think New Jersey. Benjamin Flowers, you know who the Benjamin Flowers, right?
Yes.
Yes, happy birthday, Benjamin.
Benjamin Flowers from Switzerland.
Right.
Yes, cyclist.
We have my little grandnephew. His name is Samuel Villanueva. He lives somewhere in Atlanta area. And a friend of mine, Miss Leela Perifit.
Excellent.
That's my list, D.
Yes, I have, I think, one here. An old classmate of mine, Mrs. Stephanie Pollard. Her birthday is today, so happy birthday, Mrs. Pollard. Enjoy your day. More blessings to you and your family.
Yeah. Well, I have some special big up for give out tonight. I understand I have a popular, I have a die-hard fan in Ladyville, in Delverine Reyes from Ladyville. And Delverine follow all the shows, all the races. And Dwight Lopez tell me, he say no, cook until the race finish, till I close off. So big up yourself. I know you're tuning in Delverine. You mean on the side of the road, actually Sunday when I had Dwight Lopez, they were right there. So a fellow, I got a call from LA, Tescum. We call him Tescum. His name is Clarence Tescum. He used to ride back in the day with George Abraham. At that time there, but he said he returned to race car. He said he follow all the races, all the shows. So good night, Tescum. And we have two young ladies, actually three, because we have Faith Faber as he gets some helmet and shoes from Miss Rita, and then we have young Alicia Quilter. She done top fun too. And we have, she want to be a cyclist, and then we have Aisha Diaz. Aisha Diaz is the daughter of one of our followers always win race, Errol Diaz. Errol Diaz always win race. So his daughter is 15 years old. She goes at, it's at school. And sure, she's very interested. She's 15 years old. So they would have a lot of young people who want to get involved with the sport.
I see we have a new viewer tuning in from Ghana, Africa.
Wow.
Yes.
Big up Ghana. You know something? You saw big cycling in Africa,
Yes.
and Ghana and a place. Big up, man, all the way from Africa.
Derry Stephen Kwazi.
Man.
Hopefully I pronounced your last name correctly, but thank you for joining us. What time is it in Ghana, guys?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's got to be several hours.
Yes,
ahead,
other part.
if it's not the following day. But thank you for joining us. And a little note on Miss Faber. So she's the daughter of Marlene.
Marlene, yeah.
Right, who's a huge cycling fan. And I've been following the post and seeing that the young lady is training and getting on a bike, and she was riding in regular street clothes, and then she was in tennis shoe. So I read a post today, I believe, and I saw that Miss Rita donated cycling shoes and helmets. So definitely those are the folks that I'm sure that she's not looking for any recognition from this, but I like to give recognitions once I see it. And thank you very much for supporting that young lady, and she might be, next champion. You never know.
Well, she's in a bloodline because she's my cousin. She's my second cousin, that a grandfather.
Okay.
So it in a bloodline.
Yeah, I mean, you're a cousin alone. That
Yeah,
speaks
cousin.
for itself, right?
Yeah. So that's nice. So
Andrew has lube in his vein instead of blood. Bike lube.
Yep.
1:38 a.m. in Ghana.
Well, 1:30.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
Thanks for your dedication.
Exactly, to be up that hours. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you.
Jonas, you're gone international, boy.
Yeah,
really
well,
international.
Yep.
Good night, Mr. Singh.
It's a thing that LA.
Yeah, we'll be opening up the lines later on this evening, and you guys can call in, Mr. Singh. We've got our regulars, Mr. Anderson as well, Keith Anderson. He is a religious viewer every night, whether it's Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Yep.
So thank you guys very much. We're really excited to bring this show to you on Talk Cycling. We do have some exciting stuff. Donis, were you done with your...
Yeah, I'm done with birthdays and big ups.
All right. No,
Yeah, I have an ex young lady. I don't remember what I titled, but she lives in Florida. I think it's Juliet. I can't remember the title. But she don't have a fan too.
Excellent.
I'll just tune in.
So you're pronouncing the name correctly?
All right. Thank you. Yes, I'm always with leery of that. I don't want to mess up anyone's name.
I always do. I tell people I always make a mistake. So I tell people, please don't hold against me, because sometimes I go over to race. I say, did I say that? Because I said this race, I say Judge Lovell Senior, not that Junior. But I correct myself at the words, right? But I do make mistakes at times. We are only human. So I ask the fans not to be too harsh on me.
Yeah, Donis, especially in what you're doing there and things happening at
1,000
miles an hour.
Oh.
I'm surprised that you're able to really bring across the race as good as you do.
One thing I want to say a big thank you to the fans. They really behave this weekend. So I want to say thank you guys for being nice. Like I asked the fans, send positive messages. This is a sport. We all love the sport, and we don't want to lack off the comments, because people send, people go back and watch and say, big up the weight, big up this one, everybody big up the fans, and so that's what we want. So we don't want to say nobody they fight or at each other's throat and bashing and degrading people. No, we don't want that. It's about love. So please, I don't have my Bible. I'm saying my Bible.
Ray, you have to travel with your Bible. So there's no excuse, Ray.
Yeah.
Travel with your Bible. But yeah, Andrew, you said something that something really good just now. That the fact that, and I know you're stressing this. You were stressing this from day one. Actually, all the negativity around cycling. There's really no need for that, and we've been saying that forever. And you know, this is fun and entertainment at the end of the day. No matter how serious you are about it, at the end of the day, it's very, very small. It's a tiny thing in what we do. You know, myself as a cyclist and other cyclists, it's really a tiny thing of kind of what we do in our day. For example, at the club level, we're racing taps. Let's say 3 hours. 3 hours out of 24 hours, right? So, you know, why be negative for those 3 hours? It's only 3 hours, right? You know, have a little bit of fun, excitement, compete hard, but compete fairly. You wish everyone the best. You know, hopefully they had a good week of training, good weeks of training, and when you come out there, the best man wins. And that's all you can ask for. You compete fair, and if you go out there and you compete fair and honest, at the end of the day, you can live with the results. You know, we always hope and pray that the good Lord bless us with a safe race. That's the only thing that actually can go wrong. But you know, sometimes things happen. You know, hopefully guys don't get hurt when those things happen. But you know, I can prepare as much as I want, and I come out and may have a mechanical, and that's the end of my day. That's still okay, you know, because it will happen, and we'll live with the results. But there's never a place for any negativity or attacking other individuals, whether it's verbally over lives or within a race itself, to ride in an unsportsmanlike you know, way. So I like how the last race went after your comments, and hopefully that's going to be the trend, Andrew, and this thing is just going to be bigger and better.
Exactly.
And more exciting.
Positive. The job looks so, but it's not as easy as it look. One of my top fan also sent me he screenshot the picture and he sent it to me. He said, Mr. Adonis, I didn't realize that you sit sideways on that motorcycle. He said, that's dangerous. He said, but you know, like you always say, you risk your life. But when you love something, you don't see it as a risk of life. I mean, and I know that I have a very good driver, and my cousin, Rick Castillo, he's my eyes and my ears. I just point the camera and talk. So, you know, I have to bring him up. I want to say good night to my beautiful wife. She's at home. Not in the best of health. She's under the weather, but she's recovering. So take care of yourself. You see her allow me. I mean, you know, come and stay home and take care of her. But you know, he said, go husband, go do your thing, right? So you know, I have a lot of credit to give my wife. She always pushing me, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
No, Miss Deb's the best. You know, the support that you get from the entire family, Andrew, is amazing, and I keep saying that. And they understand the assignment. You know, the assignment is that you're passionate about cycling, and you're really giving your life to the sport. You know, every day that you saddle up on that machine, you know, unfortunately, that can be the last time you go out, right? Because there's so, you know, us seeing it from a first-hand perspective, guys. I mean, if you're out there and you actually see what's going on, you'll appreciate more what Andrew does for the sport. So, you know, he's the last person that anyone should be giving a hard time. Honestly, I mean, this guy is doing this stuff, and honestly, he's doing it for the love. I can tell you, it's not for the money, that's for sure. So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, man, thanks again. Yeah, these you say you had what, anniversaries or something?
So, no, no, we're good. Did you want to go to break and then come back and discuss the races, or how?
No, I think we could do the races and then we take a break.
Okay, sounds good. Excellent.
So we only have 2 races to report on. We had some of our riders cross the border, the Mexican border. We had the junior. They went upon again. Cozumel. What's the name of the race?
Cozumel. What is that name again? We do have the flyer here. Let me get back to that shortly. But you know, our juniors, Andrew did a fun.
Yes, yeah, I can put it up.
Yep, George. Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Slide there. So, go ahead.
Yeah, Lexico, give me the WhatsApp number. The person asked. The WhatsApp number, yeah. So the WhatsApp number.
I can flash it on the screen.
Flash it on the screen, George. Yeah. So Cozumel race.
The WhatsApp number for when I get to the segment.
No, yeah, that's my personal WhatsApp number, I guess.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Got you then.
Yeah. So the junior riders dominated. They come 1, 2, 3. So in first place we had young Devin Major, Keith Enright Jr. and Ahmad Charrington. They said the race must about 45 miles.
For the juniors?
Yeah, that's why Devin tell me they broke away from the pack and finishing 1, 2, 3. So the big Belize looking good, guys. These are future champions. They have done champions already, but these are the young guys that want to turn elite in a few years, and then the one where they defend the nation.
Yep, absolutely. So a nice young crop coming up. You know, G Flow and Valvoline. So basically, you have the battles that's in the elite category down at the junior level with Devin Major and Ahmad Charrington riding for G Flow, and then Keith Enright Jr. is riding for Valvoline Cycling Club. So yeah, they did a fantastic job, and we'd want to give a nice recognition to Atli Lozano, who was very instrumental in taking these young men across the border to Cozumel and for racing. So that's you know, big recognition to him. You know, being an elite cyclist, he's definitely also helping out on the junior level as well, and spreading some inspiration there and sharing some of his experience. In the elite category, we had, it was a top 7, it looks like, and in that category we had 2 Belizeans, Andrew, who were in the top 7. 5th place was Hollister Baptist, again riding for G Flow Cycling Team, and 7th place was Fernando Rosado. Fernando, of course, ride for Anthony Mahler Digi Alliance. The complete podium was Jalil Escalante, probably Halil Escalante, riding for Zoros Cycling Team. We had Jose Alfredo Santoyo. Uriel Omar Espinoza was 3rd, and 4th place, guy we know very well, Alan Carrillo.
But the guy who come third, he came third for the cross country race. You realize that, right?
Uriel Omar Espinoza was third.
He came third for the whole cross country race. So that's a big fishman, isn't it?
As of this year?
Yes, this year he came in third.
Okay.
And Donizetti Vasquez, another good
Yes,
rider.
Donizetti Vasquez was 6 as well. So that rounded out the podium for the elites.
Right. Yeah.
Again, Belize represented well. 2 guys in the top 7 on the podium in the elite category, and of course our juniors swept the entire junior race, which was amazing. Good job, guys. And I would like to encourage, especially, you know, this is a little bit slower season heading up to the nationals, right? That's the next big race.
Right.
The road championship and then the TT. So I would encourage the guys when they're, you know, these regional races to get out there and continue racing. Of course, after the cross country, you'd kind of want to take a little break and kind of let the body come down a little bit, and before you start building back up. But as racing starts, as you start, you know, getting back into training mode, definitely get out there and have a little bit of fun in the region right across the border. So hopefully, kind of get some experience, because definitely those guys out there, they're I mean, this is the heart of racing for them, right? So they're definitely continuing to compete. So we want to make sure that we're dipping our toes in those races as well.
And then this past weekend we had the Weekend Warriors version of the cross country race. Was an exciting event from start to finish.
Yes, it was a very exciting event, Andrew. So this past Sunday, which was the 27th, the Weekend Warrior Cycling Club, Mr. Troy Gabb, president, and his team hosted the 14th edition, Andrew, of the annual Weekend Warrior Cross Country. It was a 63-mile race. The race started at the junction of Spanish Lookout, and it came east towards Belize City, making a left turn onto the 8-mile at the 8-mile roundabout onto the John Smith Road, and made a right turn on the Philip Goulson Highway, finishing at San Clas Plaza. Again, for a total of 63 miles, and the race was completed in just a little bit under 2 hours and 50 minutes. So it was a pretty exciting race, about a 23 mile an hour average. You got to see all the fireworks from the start to the finish.
I had fun.
Why don't we get your your take on the race?
I had fun. I mean, from the start of the race, well, you know who showed up? Big Mike Lewis showed up for the race.
He did.
He lined up, but he did mention that he's not in no kind of shape, but he got dropped early. But he still completed his event. But big up to yourself, Mike. He said, the man said, yeah, win your race. I think which race he say I win? He say I win the Wade race. Somewhere he
The
say
Bernie Swede?
Somewhere he say I win. So man say I start to train now. Yeah. From start the race, excitement. Attacks after attacks, nobody allow anyone to go away because they had three categories: you had the C's, the B's, and the A's. So and then they had special station prizes. So, but very exciting race. But being out there, right in front and see all the action and hear all the conversation, like I feel like I'm in a comedy show because Jairo Campos and Darren Hansen was going at because every time Jairo Campos go, Darren go for him. When Bob go, he know the song, reel and back in, right? So the war was on. Even at the finish, I mean, when Bob, Darren, Big Sam, and Greg got away, and True Link Road, Henry Moreira break away from that group, the second group, because there was a crash. Rain and saw the roundabout at mile 8 was very wet. And coming around that roundabout, a few guys went down. I think Steve Miguel, Jairo Campos, Wendell Skinny Vernon, Preston Martinez. I saw somebody jump back on a bike. I can't remember all the names, but I remember. I think Tasha, yes, was one of them. They all went down. But when we caught up back to the race, there was a group at the back split. Then I had a group with which group even what? The second group, right? The group right behind.
Yeah. I was in the chase group.
With Roken,
Right,
yes. And then he break out of that group, and he was dangling. And when Bob saw him coming, Bob bury himself. He said, "Hey, no, come beat me today." That's basically what you see now. But very, very exciting race, man. I had a whole lot of fun, and it was very, very exciting.
Yeah. And rewatching the race, obviously I'm in the race, so I don't get to hear this, but watching the race, a lot of the viewers were excited about the race and was saying, hey, this is more fun than the cross country.
Well, that's what people tell me.
Saturday's cross country. I'm sure that's in the moment, but obviously there's nothing that replaced the Holy Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic. However, this was an exciting race. I was excited, and it's a privilege for me to still ride, at going on 51 years old and competing at a high level as well. We started off racing. I stayed towards the front. Obviously, there are some B station prizes, and I like to get those. I like to clean those up, and that's why you'll see me riding very aggressive when it's a combined peloton.
So you win almost all the station prize, right?
I win all the B station prizes, yeah. But the guys, for me, that being my riding style, the station prize suits me a lot, because I like to be up towards the front. The B category guys, they usually sit towards the back a little bit more. So when the station prizes are coming up, I'm already up towards the front. So I kind of take a peek left, right. If anyone's coming up, then I can sprint. But most of the times, it's just being in the right position. But it's not easy. You have to ride aggressive the entire race, right? So I go in these races and I feel very, very good, and I compete and I have fun. As you can see, most of the times I'm saying hi to the camera, messing with you a little bit. It's always fun, man. I'm never that serious and locked in where I take that fun element out of it. I want to engage with the fans that are watching it in a positive way. I want to engage with you as well to break up that little kind of edginess, because I know it gets a lot really edgy with traffic on both sides of you. You've got traffic on your left, and then on the right, you've got the cyclist, then you have to worry about the service vehicle, and then the officials. So there's a lot going on, right? So I kind of, and that's my reason I always kind of get, mess with you a little bit, just to kind of break things up and have a little fun. But you'll see me every race. I'll shout out the camera guy, maybe shout out some of my fans watching. It's fun for me, man. But a couple of things that did stood out to me, and I had a conversation with SPD. So, guys, SPD has the #1 team in the Weekend Warrior. They're the strongest team by far. Not even close. No other team is as strong as SPD. With Kent Gabriel, who's an amazing pacer. No, he's not the best finisher right now because of how things are, right? No, there's guys who are as strong as he is, So when it comes down to the end, it'll be very difficult for him to win from a group, right? But when you look at the combined team, you've got Kent Gabriel, you have Kenroy Gladden, you have Philip Leslie, and now you have Siobhan Flores, right? Those guys are 4 very, very strong guys. They are consistently as strong as any of the other guys. The advantage they have 4, whereas Henry Moreira has 2, basically. David Henderson, he's on his way back and he's sprinting for a few station prizes here and there, but he's not impacting the race like how those other guys can impact the race. Of course, Henry Moreira is on that level with the Bob and Smokes and Philip Leslie, right? Whatever boys, they have a strong team. They're not very organized. They're not as strong as SPD. However, they've got some strong pieces, though. When those guys are training, you've got Adrian Williams, you got Richard Vera, and you got Ryan Bradley, who are very, very strong pacers and riders in general. And then, of course, Jairo Campo is a great sprinter. My problem with them is they're not organized, right? So they are not a team right now that's going to win a lot of races. I don't see those other guys winning races. I see Jairo having an opportunity to win, but then again, I question his strategy because he was out there being a sprinter and he's attacking constantly, he's attacking for no reason, right? Is what I'm seeing, and I'm critiquing this and giving positive criticism here, constructive criticism. So I'm looking back and I'm saying, if I was in that position and I had a decent enough team, I would be sitting in and be toward every split. I would make sure I get in the splits and just kind of sit and ride the wave a little bit, whereas having my other guys police what's going on, right? I think the team that rode the best is Bundles of Joy. They rode the best, however, they're a small team. If they had another guy, they would probably win that race because Darian did a fantastic job by policing SPD and policing whoever was a threat to win. And then Henry Moreira made a nice move through Link Road. He's not where he was, I would say, month and a half ago, but he brought that break back within 4 seconds, less than 10 seconds for sure. So with a little bit more juice, the race would have been different. If Henna reached the front, Bundles of Joy had a good opportunity to win the race because Darren was still fairly decent because they were just sitting on. The opportunist was Greg Lovell, who just basically made sure that he was in front of the race, the entire race, and sat. He did a fantastic job. That was his strategy, and that strategy definitely paid off. But I would say the losers would be SPD. They gave away the race because they were not organized to win the race. They didn't ride to win, right? In a situation like that, what you need, if it was me and that was my team, what I would do is they have 6 guys out there, right? Alvan Chillet and Valan Sims. They're not consistent because of obviously Alvan runs a company and he's got he's training, he's traveling quite a bit. So, he's kind of surfing and kind of figuring out where he needs to be. Valan needs to ride a bit more aggressive, maybe try to get in the break. But with those 4 guys, what they need to do, they need to move in pairs. And what I would do is I would have Bob take one of the faster guys, who can win the race, which would be Smokes or Philip Leslie, and then have the next guy move with the next strongest guy in the peloton, who would be Henry Moreira. And that way they would control the race instead of just riding to beat Henry Moreira. Because if you're just riding to beat one guy, what happens is you get 4th and he gets 5th, right? And then you have a guy that's been sitting on all day who wins the race and takes home the big $1,000 cash prize, right? For me, in the B category, I'm by myself. Basically, I get some help now, so things will be different with Mark Steen, who I'm excited to introduce as a BZ Boys member, and he's going to be a phenomenal teammate, very loyal guy, and he works hard. But with that being said, basically, I just stayed towards the front. I am, one of the strongest B riders, but I think everyone knows that. So that kind of plays against me towards the end. If I'm coming towards the end, what the guys will do there, they'll gamble. If another B rider jumps off, if I want to win the race, and I'm not racing for second, I settle for second place. I'm racing to win, right? I'm not sitting and so if a big guy jumps out and he has an opportunity to win, I'm gonna go get him, right?
Okay.
But sometimes you do that, and then the guy who's been sitting on gets So with the help now, but I don't have any help. For example, Roque has had 6 guys out there working for him. And that's great. That's great. Definitely, it takes a lot of resources to do that. So that's great for him that he has that opportunity. I don't, so I have to figure out how to navigate. And with that being said, I think I'm very happy with the outcome. Being second and taking all the station prizes home. I'm very pleased with that. But moving forward, being that I have some help now and these guys are coming around, I think the finish is going to be a lot different.
Well, I did mention to 2 of the teams that the strategy when I used in Sunday's race wasn't the best. You have to protect your leader, or the team have to stay together. When I see the riders and scatter all over the place, I realize that they're not. So you should say the first place is $1,000, right?
Right.
You are choose to win $50 station prize or the $1,000. So I think the big teams should control, keep close, and have their sprinter or the lead man will eventually break away close to the end. So I guess the need for watch over the race, see when a mistake, get anything. But one of them did come to the shop and I tell her, listen to me, the team is strong, but the team is not organized. You can't be all over the place. You have to protect your leader. And we watch all the pro races and see how everybody line up and the teams are close to each other and eventually pull up.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, it happens in the elite peloton as well, where everyone on the team wants to do well, and then instead of sacrificing, and using your strength to help the team leader win, now the team that does that the best is M&M. M&M does that, they do a phenomenal job at that, and that's why Roque wins a lot of races, especially big classic races. For example, the MVP was Philip Burns.
Yep, he worked hard.
Philip Burns sacrificed his position probably in the A category, so Roque can have a chance to win, and they came out with the win, right?
Right.
That's a great strategy. Like I said, I don't have that luxury right now, but for the guys that do have the strong team, like I said, SPD, they're leaving money on the table, is what I'm seeing every week. And Bob is my great friend, and Smokes, and I talked to Bob, so hopefully they'll ride a little differently. But there's no question about that. They have the number 1 team, but the results are far from number 1, right? Because they should be dominating these races, and honestly, they should have an opportunity to win these races. Every race they should be, if not first, second, and settling for 4th out of 4 is not, that shouldn't be acceptable for them, and it shows that Smokes is a good finisher as well, because he ended up winning the bunch sprint for 6th place. So to me that's a wasted opportunity, and I hope maybe they get it together and ride more as a team, and like you said, have a plan and kind of ride around each other instead of riding away from each other is kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so I think we have the results. George, you want to put up the results?
Which one are they first?
We could start C first.
Alright.
So in the C category, we have Kenneth Leave Me Alone Butler winning first. Second, Mr. Alvin Card. Kenneth rides unattached. Mr. Alvin Card rides for where were the place there again? Fall, yeah.
Furnish Apartments.
Furnish Apartment. And then 3rd place was Warren Cowie riding for Team Santinos. 4th, the Chief riding for Team Santinos, and Big Isaiah Willissey rides for Team Santinos. So Santinos come 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
That's another team that's not riding as a team as well. They have a lot of members in that team and strong guys too. And again, it seems like they're just running away from each other the whole entire race. Yeah. Sometimes I just shake my head. I wish I just had a luxury of 1 or 2 guys, and but it is what it is. And they definitely put in the investment in their resources, and that's why they have so many team members. But I'd love to see them more controlling the race. For sure, if I had a team of 4 or more guys in the Masters category, no break would survive without me being in that break. I guarantee you that if I had that kind of firepower. It's not very hard to do. It's really not that hard to do. But I don't know why we ride the style we ride. for whatever reason, like I said,
Balik ka camera ba?
they're just trying to get away from each other. But hopefully, shows like this, hopefully it will, the guys are listening and
Pay attention, yeah.
they're paying attention, and then hopefully this will raise the bar, in cycling, because that's Andrew, at the end of the day, that's kind of one of our goals, right?
Right.
Is to help raise the bar, kind of discuss what we see, and then report back on it. But yeah, we'll see some different things. Like I said, we're BZ Boys is stepping up with Mark Steen. I'm excited with that addition. If you can remember, he was quite a strong elite rider riding for
I never recognized him because he.
Shall we?
So we'll move on to the B results. So in the B results, on top of the podium, we have Roque Matos, of course, ride for Team NMNs. Second, this dude here, D Wade, BZ Boys. Third, Mark General. I think Mark General, he rides unattached. He rides for Melo's place, right?
Yeah, he's another solo rider. Just surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Bell riding for Libertad Fawaza all the way from Cozumel. Scott Bell rode awesome too. In fifth, David Interan, that's how you pronounce it. Yep. In sixth position, Ignacio Vega. I'm not sure. I said this guy I don't know Belize, and I say I don't know this face. I believe I'm Mexican, but I don't know any name. So Vega in sixth place, and in seventh, Daniel Cano rides for Team Santinos.
Big ride by Mark Mark Gentle and also Scott Bell. Those guys ride phenomenal, and every time I look around, I see both of them there. I'm like, wow, the race is getting older and older. And I think they had a great strategy, and which they utilized very well. Both those guys didn't have much help. Mark was by himself, and I don't think any other. Did you see another Libertad forwarders in the race?
I don't think only Scott Bell I see.
Yeah, perhaps only Scott Bell. And their strategy was obviously stay around me. So, and it worked out well, because every time I look around, Scotty was there, or I look around and Mark was there, and they figure, and they knew. I mean, if you look at the results, for the most part, unless there's a mechanical, I'll be somewhere around the podium. So they did a nice job, and they rode their strategy, and it worked out well for them, and they were on the podium third and fourth. So kudos to them, Andrew, for that dedication and commitment to racing, right? So, like I said, it's not very hard to figure out, what you need to do. I just want to see the teams perhaps riding more as a team. And also, I want to say a big thank you to the Mexican amigos who made that trip across the border. We had two Mexicans that don't necessarily race in Belize often, Ignacio Vega and the other gentleman, and then we had, of course, David Interin, who is also from across the border. And thanks to those guys for making that trip. But we're always excited to welcome. Yes, we'd love. I'd love to see some maybe Guatemalans from like Petén or.
Exactly.
Yeah, come across.
Where the next one? Luis
Ortiz.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I'm missing for the junior cross country service.
Okay.
Yeah. So we move on to the elite.
A category.
Yeah, elite. No, A category.
Some of those guys should be elite. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly. So, D, maybe you could call one out for me.
Yeah, sure. So, after the dust settled again, we had a 4-man break that stayed away, and that break escaped right after, I think, mile 14 or so. We had Gregory Lovell, who took the #1 step and $1,000 home, riding for Lovell Cycling Team. Congratulations, Greg. Sam Vicio riding for Team Santinos. That's another very consistent guy on the podium in the A category, in the club races. Darian Anderson making Bundles of Joy very proud with a 3rd place finish. Kent Bob Gabriel from SPD and responsible for pushing the brake. However, settled for 4th place out of 4, riding for SPD. Henry Moreira riding again for Bundles of Joy. So 2 out of the 3 guys for Bundles of Joy was in the top 10, top 5 that is. So congratulations. Kenroy Smokes Gladden. So we had 2 guys from SPD, although they had a team of 6. 2 were in the top 10. Jose Choto, another guy who always finds himself on the podium riding for Troyer Treats. Shout out to Roger Troyer for sponsoring that team. Brandon Catus riding for Running Rebels was eighth place. Sherman Pest Thomas riding for Fun and Fitness was 9th, and rounding out the podium in a 10th position riding for Team Santinos was Sean Gordon. That completed a fun race, and again, thanks to all the sponsors for that race, and thanks very much to the Weekend Warrior Cycling Club for throwing another fantastic race. Those guys are doing a fantastic job so far, and I really enjoy being a part of the club and looking forward to those races. They're very fair races. They're good courses. They mix up the courses a bit. They're fair races. The categories are well identified. Good length of races, and the coverage is amazing as well. So they're doing a good job. Looking forward to the next one, which would probably be Road Championships. That's probably coming up in a couple of months.
Lot of thing, Kevin. Lot of thing.
So Andrew, should we
Take a break.
come back, and we'll discuss some races on the agenda, and then some other fun stuff. I think we have some more cross-country stuff coming up.
Yep.
Again, this break is brought to you by Andrew Ardonis Bike Shop, guys. Contact them for all your repair needs. 237-8.
No, that number exists anymore.
That's
Sorry.
okay, so we got to update the phone number. But get in touch with Andrew Ardonis Bike Shop on Facebook, and 3.14 pies, Alex Ardonis.
This is a Soul Fire production.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with Ardonis. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with Ardonis. So yes.
Welcome back, D. Why, looks about time fly, man. Watch your time just to go by. We have fun and this thing to go fast. This weekend we have Mr. Guns race coming up. The Guns Road Champ race on the Sunday, May 4th. That's this Sunday.
Kind of an early road champ. I guess Gun Cycling Club is not having their cross country.
Oh, I'm not sure. I have to check with Mr. G.
Because usually it's the cross country, then the road champ.
So the race on rough, because the race they start at mile 13 to the Hummingbird and make its way to top of Mount Coop. Lone climbs, boy, lot of suffering.
Yeah, I'm not participating. I'll be missing out on the fun there.
Yeah, Kev. Nice. Yes, the race, the Lone Hills.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So it starts at mile 13 on the Hummingbird Highway,
Yeah.
which is outside of Hope Creek, correct? And it will go through the Hummingbird Highway, over the Gap, over St. Margaret's, over Armenia, into Belmopan, and make a left at the Belmopan roundabout, going towards San Ignacio, finishing on top of Mount Hope. So that's a real test. That's a real test. It's a good course. It's a good course, great course. I would have ridden the race. The fact that the whole story of the categorization in that race. Why I'm not participating in the race, but it's a good course. There's no issue with the course there. It's just the way that club is run. It's not run in a fair and transparent way, which is unfortunate because it could be some good racing, but a lot of people I understand are not going to be doing that race for whatever reason. But I won't be participating in it. But I will be riding the one in the morning.
Okay.
So there'll be another race in the morning.
Oh, you have the Thursday morning race.
Yeah, it'll be a Thursday morning race.
All right,
the course changed, so we could talk about that a little bit.
Okay, all right, cool. I mean, wonder if you may have the Thursday morning race.
Yeah. No,
all right.
That's still on. So it looks like registration is $20 for this race. Contact the Guns Cycling Club for registration. Starts at 8:30 a.m. and it's being sponsored by the Campos family.
You have any pick who you think going in? You said registration. In fact, I think guys still may register, but I know
I haven't seen any.
This young man, Jamal Murray, signed up, and I bet you he in the top 3. Jamal Murray. He rides for Seatong.
Yeah, he's not very consistent. I don't know if I'd pick it, but I'm not. I don't know. I haven't.
Well,
seen
I watch him ride, and he would be there, and Baba ride, Hina ride, so.
I haven't seen a start list.
But I'm not sure who all ride. But a lot of the guys, them afraid for the hills. A lot of guys now compete. I asked someone else and then I ride it because it's too hard of a course for them.
Yeah.
They said don't suffer last week in a flatter stage and this rough. So.
What are the prizes? Do we know what the prizes
So
are?
I understand when you have anything with a road champion, they not really have cash prize or ride for the bragging rights like medal. You ride for the jersey, you get the jersey, and then you get the medals. No?
Okay.
So that's what I understand.
Well, I'm sure probably that's gonna distract a lot of guys.
I think so too. Yeah, that guys look forward to the cash prize. So.
Yeah. And at the masters level, probably they should include should include some cash prizes as well for those guys, because majority of them are self-sponsored, right? So a little bit will help out with transportation at the worst.
That was someone said to that. Someone said to that he cost them too much to drive all the way there.
Yeah.
And then really do it. Then I with nothing. So But remember, if you take part in a cycling, you're not live off of this. So So you have to love cycling for one do all these races. So yeah. But definitely it'll be an exciting race. It'll be somebody with hill climber win this event. This is not for the sprinters. So
yeah.
And then so you said tomorrow morning I have the.
Yep. So tomorrow morning you have the regular Guns. You have the regular Guns Thursday race. However, it's a holiday edition, and usually the holiday edition starts at the holiday edition will start at BELIZE.
Okay.
Instead of the
Lessons in Boats.
Yeah, and it starts at 6 o'clock instead of 5:30. So we have this one is an open race. So it's called the Open Labor Day Race, 6 a.m. Old Belize, Hattieville, Data Pro, spin around and come back to Old Belize. Same route. Registration is $10. It's open. 3 open prizes, 150, 25. Category A, 50, 30, 20. Category B, 40, 30, 20. Juniors, first prize only. 160 plus prize. 4 station prizes. Effective 1st of April, all B and 60 plus riders can double dip and triple dip, according to Mr. Guns.
James next week, they got Big Bob Gable, I went tomorrow.
France from Ghana, France from Japan.
What? Fans from Japan. G Rich out of Japan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on tomorrow morning. So that should be fun. Maybe I'll have some guys come out that are not going to be doing the race. But again, it's an open race. Good to keep the elite guys firing a little bit. Just have a little fun while they maybe tone down their training and rest the body a little bit. But it's also good to just come out and it's a short race, less than 40 miles. Keep the interest in racing going. So that's not a bad thing at all. That's a good thing actually. I like the Thursday races because that's just gives you a little bit of excitement midweek, Andrew shaking out the legs. And what we normally do is a group of us after the race we go out and we do some rides. So being a holiday, I will after the race we'll probably just do a loop again and then finish off with around 70 miles or so.
Yes, Mr. Cowboy, thanks for the visit at the shop. Big up yourself, you and your family. I had a good chat with Dalvin Cowboy, visit the bike shop here and family, and the young Liane Choto and his sister.
So the commuting that the story of all kind of cyclists.
Yeah.
So when they still show up.
Exactly, that's true.
Football, they sit the one into the sea.
That's true. But Kev, you have been missed, man. You did an awesome job last week and the week before. We missed you in studios. It might be that's what kind of food we had, but we have orange chicken, we have burger, we have chicken wings, we have... What else next?
Orange chicken.
We have, what do you want to name? Sweet and sour chicken, belly full. But do you know that? They say for you belly full. Yeah, man. So that's... and then, okay, I have a race report on... we have 2 races which are next week. We'll give more details, but at least you go put up the first post at Georgian. There's a Mother Day race down south.
Same one I got right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the D?
Yes.
Mother's Day race.
Looks like Mother's Day cycling race Sunday, May 11th, starting at 9 p.m. Andrew. And we have Elite Junior Club and Female categories. Some decent prizes. First place Elite 600, second 400, 250, 150, 100. The Club 3, 2, 1, 75, 50. 5 places there. Juniors 5 places, 325, 200, 100, 75, 50. Females 250, 150, 100, 75, and 50. Registration is $15. Contact Mr. Galindo. And his phone number is up there, 635-9222. Again, 635-9222. Contact him, Mr. Galindo. If you're watching, perhaps you might want to share online registration information, bank account. That works pretty well. And perhaps you can get some early registrations going. The race routes for the elites. Nade's Cultural Shed to Placencia Junction. So that would be in town, right? So in town to Placencia Junction, and then you flip around. All right. And same start for the juniors and club to Maya Center, and then you flip around. For the females, they go to just the Hopkins Junction, and then they flip around and come back and finish in town. Says there'll be many station prizes. Should be exciting. This is a good race. Always nice to get down south, and now with the coastal road, not a bad trip at all. And should be fun. So that's your Mother's Day race. That's next Sunday, Andrew.
But the 2 races clash because we have another race. We have the push-up George. This the flip weight, and Imanis present Mother's Day. This is an all-women race, Sunday, May 11th. The race starts at GG Field, head to Georgeville and back to GG Field. I have some information here from Mr. Ruben Martinez. He said I have station prizes. So the across the Rolling Creek Bridge at $25. That for riders 38 plus. At Comalote Cross from the Little Pink House, $25. That's open. Tea Kettle Community Center, $100. Juniors are for the junior riders. Top of Monk Hope, $100. That's open. Top of Bossman, $100. That's open. And the return, top of Bossman, $100 for a 38 plus. Top of Monk Hope, $100. That's juniors. Tea Kettle Community Center, $100. That's open. Front of FFB Field, $100. That's juniors. Street just before the roundabout heading to Griga. You have two prizes. You have $100 for juniors and $100 for 38 plus. Isadora Field, $25 open. In addition, overall, so the first prize for that gone up for $300 to $500. The second one gone up for $100 to $300, and the third place gone up for $75 to $200. And these prizes will definitely change according to Mr. Martinez. So the prices will definitely change. So two races.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's really a clash because this one is an all-female race.
All-female,
and
yeah.
this, the Mother's Day, Mr. Ruben Martinez and the Mother's Day Cycling Hills race was planned long in advance. And the Griga Cycling Club is more focused towards the elite juniors and club riders. And probably females are going to be local females.
Yeah, well, I figured out because,
Right.
I'll be covering the Imanis, I was committed to that race already. So,
Okay,
yeah, so,
excellent.
yeah.
Well, maybe Mr. Gonzo will
Got
be doing
the next one. Yeah.
the Griga race, or they usually have a live stream team out there too.
They have a guy up there but he covered back. Yeah, but they might get a guy with a cycle too. So yeah.
Yeah, so you should have some coverage of
yeah.
both races. However, the female race will definitely be exciting.
Yeah, and I know. I think some people call today, and then they boost up the price for the Imanis race, so then they get more prizes though. So we're supposed to have a good number of young riders taking part. So
Absolutely.
should be an exciting event. And just before we move on, George, you have that thing for the raffle for George. Did I put it? Did I share it with you? And the
Yep. He
okay.
had that up earlier.
Yeah. So let me put that up. So coming up on what date again? May 29th. Raffle, get in touch with Miss Vicky. All information, the phone number, the deposit, the phone number, and the Atlantic Bank. So you have a raffle to help George with the medical bills. George was at the shop. He hung out for at least an hour and change. He hung up, and the man said he enjoyed the race Sunday.
Yeah.
Looking much better though. And
Good.
they said George is looking much better.
Good.
Slow recovery, but he's improving as time go by. I think he returned back to the doctor. I think sometime at the end of the month or something. I get more information from Ms. Vic. Thanks
Excellent.
again. Yeah.
Excellent. So our thoughts and prayers are always with George, and I see him on the side of the roads when the races are coming along.
Right. Yeah.
So, good to see that he's still very interested and alert when it comes to cycling, and that's also his passion, and that's what's keeping that fire burning inside, and definitely helping with his recovery. So, George, wish you all the best, buddy.
So we say we have part 2 of the cross country. We have some people call in, right? But we have prize to give away. We never gave no prize last week.
Yeah, should we? Absolutely. I think we should probably take a break after this. Take a break, come back, give away prizes, and then let's do the cross country review again. I know you've got some stuff that you want to talk about, and then we start taking calls on that. And,
Right.
In general, also what I'll ask our viewers, if you, would like to pose a question as well. The state of cycling currently. What are your thoughts on the state of cycling currently? What's working and what you think can be better? And that kind of ties in along with the cross country. So we'll send George that question, and then he'll post that up just so the viewers can have a guideline of if they want to contribute to that conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break. Again, break brought to you by Ordonez Bike Shop and 3.14 pies. We'll be right back.
I'm here to say, hear me now. This is a soul fire production. Soul fire production.
as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night at 6:30 as the wheels turn. Racing through the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live with Turn on SOS. I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the wheels turn. Every Thursday night at 6:30 as the wheels turn. Racing through the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live with Turn on SOS.
Welcome back. The part where the fans they love too.
Yes, and you know what? As a team here, Andrew, we'll have to apologize to our fans. I think for the last 2 weeks we didn't give away anything, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
true.
Yeah, so because of the excitement of the cross country, obviously we did the show in the city at BWS, and now last week
Got
the
into that
excitement of cross country. We didn't give away any prizes, so we are back with one of the special segments of this show with the questions and prize giveaways. And again, this segment is brought to you by Mr. Elston Wade Jr. from Birmingham Landing, and he provides on a weekly basis our questions here for our viewers. These are very challenging questions. However, the prizes are pretty substantial, so I think you have to work a little bit for something good, right?
Right.
So we'll start with question number 1, guys. Melford Ramsey was an outstanding Belizean cyclist. Melford Ramsey was an outstanding Belizean cyclist. What was his best finish in the cross-country race? And what year did he finish in that position for the first time? So we need the...
Okay, so
Oh, nice.
all right, good. Nice, George. Okay. So do you know I actually get to meet Mr. Ramsey?
Was he at the Living Legends?
No, he passed away.
Oh,
but I
okay.
thought he came around the bike shop,
Okay.
and we chat. He ride one in we call old school bike. There we call coaster bike.
Yeah.
And he have descendants where I ride this young man Leroy Vargas is I think that Leroy Vargas granduncle or something I saw. But Mr. Ramsey, chat about cycling, boy. They're my tough days.
Wow.
Yeah, folks, you win a nice, beautiful gloves for Mr. Kevin Logan. Open it, D, because maybe if it me, I could win that. A nice glove, yes.
Nice black match with everything, right?
Padded everything.
Gel. Very good.
Good grip, just nice grip.
Yes.
No hand slide off.
Gel padded. It's a size large.
I'll answer the cycling Bible as we call it.
Yeah, and George is making this very, very
Yes, so yeah.
easy. Question is right up there. Thanks, George. Yeah, it's
We-
nice,
I- I
nice
mean,
little addition.
Yeah, I don't have to read this. I don't have to read it. Some put it up. Tell Judge and put it up. Oh, okay. Yes, because I have my Ricola.
Well, the show will still soon be on autopilot, huh?
But the fans like when they holler that.
Ricola.
Yes.
We have a winner.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Who's our winner tonight? Miss Gordon. Miss Gordon killing it. She's always winning something. Second place, 1946.
Boy, I forgot. I forgot bring up. I got a beautiful shirt from the Briga cycling team. One and the American podium shirt.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, you got one?
I got one, man. Pretty. I from bring it on the show for sure. Sorry, Miss Anderson. But when I go to race, show off with me with nice Briga.
Nice. By honest, the viewers and the fans, they really look out for you, man.
Yes, boy.
I brought special
Los Angeles or whatever.
all the way from Carmelita.
So, yeah, right, good.
I brought that for you, like here, and I'm getting a call. Make sure you deliver. Make sure you deliver Mr. Adonis, because we want to hear the live, and we want to take care of Mr. Adonis.
I popped them open and I taste each one in there already.
Really?
Actually, I have it in my bag. What occurred me.
Nice.
So congrats, Miss Anis. Again, thanks again for that beautiful Briga. I use that one special days, right? So, and the show off. So the second prize, win a nice build battle from Miss Rita. That cross country, Holy Saturday cross country cycling. So you have the Belize flag and the cyclist there.
Beautiful.
So a nice battle from Miss Rita Thompson. Here goes a question. There was another Parks who was on the podium in the cross-country race. What was his name? What position did he finish on the podium, and what year was it? There was another Parks who was on the podium in the cross-country race. What was his name? What position did he finish on the podium, and what year was it? I you know something? I know he may write, but I never pay attention. Alfred, I saw his finish. So, but that was good. I saw that the Parks family really was very talented. Again, easy. They go in Babylon. Boom boom. I don't want to win the battle. So the question right there, folks, it's right there for you to see. Maybe George will put the answer too.
Like flash the answer?
Yeah. So because you have a winner soon. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Gareth Montero.
Yes.
That's is Gareth the first time winner?
No, he won before him win a helmet. He made a shop actually yesterday. But one thing after that, Mr. Montero, please ride with the helmet the road. He say not like helmet that ride the helmet is important, but he not old school, right? Because he was right back in the days. But congratulations, you win that battle, pick it up at the bike shop.
Yeah, it's funny you said a lot of cyclists, old school cyclists, do ride without helmet, and that's dangerous because you know what? Not because you're not riding with people, that doesn't mean you cannot have a crash. You could definitely just hit a pothole unexpectedly or like a rock in the road and go down. And the first thing to hit will be the head, unfortunately. So, Mr. Gareth Montero.
AKA Rat.
Yeah?
Yeah, so kind of Rat.
Check with Andrew for a helmet.
Yes.
Might have a,
no, he have one. He win one. He couldn't with it when he ride the motorcycle, but he don't want to ride it when he so I can out.
All right, good. We care about you. We care about you, sir. Question number 3, guys. Question number 3 is a two-part question, Andrew. Very interesting question. Two-part question, but one answer. Name the Belizean cyclist who won 2 cross-country races and a cyclist from the team which he co-founded has also won a cross-country race. Name the Belizean cyclist who won 2 cross-country races and a cyclist from the team who he co-founded has also won a cross-country race. Who is that cyclist?
Yeah, win a nice it's a nice soft battle.
Rock Brothers.
Well, bust it open, man.
Oh yeah, you could seal it back.
Okay.
See,
I nearly
it's
tear it
sticky.
open. Yeah, I nearly tear it open.
No, Andrew. No. Don't do that. Oh wow.
Right, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like when you dust this up and the water spilled, right?
It's
What
like
call it?
elite. It's like elite, but this is like insulated.
Insulated. Okay.
Insulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. It's insulated.
Yeah. Looks like an insulated water bottle. Very nice.
This is one you go train with, you know, race with this guy, you don't want to lose this.
Yeah.
And this has been given by Mr. Kevin Logan again.
Wow. Kev. Kev's the man.
Somebody give the answer, but they give a second name to that person still with, right?
No. Only one name. Only one name it should be. The person who won, only one person won and owns a team. That won the race.
Shit, that give it to it, but I feel like that's unfair.
What is?
Delvin Cole had the correct answer, but you have an next person, and then somebody answer after you gave that remark.
Ah.
So, I don't know.
Well, the correct answer is the
Single name.
yeah, the single name. Mr. Cole with a second place finish.
Demel Williams, yes, that's the correct number. That's the correct name, Justin Williams.
Mr. Delvin Cole will have a consolation prize for you.
So what,
Next trip at the shop.
Cole had Justin Williams and Oscar Quiroz, but I don't know if he was.
Well, no.
Oh,
Well, Oscar Quiroz is not a co-founder,
Yeah.
so he would be. He would.
So this answer still wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is to be wrong here, because it's only one name, Dalvin. It's yeah.
Demel Williams.
Demel Williams.
The only way it could be would be Justin and Corey, but Corey has not won a cross country yet. So had Corey won a cross country, then it would be Justin and Corey because they're the co-owners of Blazers, who won the cross country. And when Oscar won the cross country, he was riding for Valvoline. He was not riding for Miami Blazers. So the one answer would be Demel Williams, Justin Williams.
So that's your prize.
Yeah.
No, this young man, he ride out at Griga. So Griga up on top right now, Miss Anis and young Demel. And so the last one, Bolido. And again, you win a nice, beautiful battle. The whole Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic battle by Miss Rita Thompson. Nice battle. You carry out the office, you know, especially in hardcore cycling fans. They are part of the history of part of cycling. No, you have the Belizean flag and the cyclists around it. So big up Miss Rita Thompson always.
We have nice shirts like this too.
Huh?
We have nice
Yes,
shirts.
yeah, we have
with
shirts.
the same logo. So.
Yep, we do.
Thanks, Miss Reitz.
So the answer lies between 20 and 45. Between 20 and 45.
19?
That go. And you win yourself that beautiful bottle.
I'll give them a clue. It's not 19 or 46. How about that?
Yeah. I see the questions up on the screen, so if we said correct, it up there.
Yeah.
Alright, bring it. Wait, hold on.
Thank you again, Mr.
So guys, coming up.
Ring the bell.
Ruben Martinez.
Hi, Ruben. You just won yourself a prize, maybe for
Yeah.
a station prize or something for Sunday.
And the man want to carry this back with that man when you go back.
Yeah. For next week's Sunday, 37.
Yeah, so that's the correct answer, Mr. Ruben. I'll save that bottle for you.
No,
Yes.
No, I have a clarification for listen to the question 3.
Uh-huh.
Name the Belizean cyclist who won 2 cross-country races and a cyclist from the team which he co-found has also won a cross-country race. So listen to that second part of the question.
Yeah, but
and a cyclist. I have one answer for that.
no, but we never asked for the name of the cyclist. We're saying that name the Belizean cyclist who won 2 cross-country races and a cyclist from the team which he co-founded. So this is also Wali Kanali hint. So a cyclist from the team which he co-founded has also won a cross-country.
Mr.
Okay,
Elfin.
then I think that should be like, okay,
It could have been worded a little bit differently.
it's different, so that may confusing Mr. Cole, so I understand you.
Yeah, Mr. Kowa, Mr. Elson.
Perhaps it could have been worded, name the Belizean cyclist who won 2 cross-country races and also co-founded a team with a cyclist that won the race as well. So for that, we will give Mr. Kowa a consolation prize. But his answer would have been wrong anyways. right? Even if it was a two-part answer, if he had answered Justin Williams and Jim Brown, then yes. But because he answered Oscar Quiros, that's incorrect. Oscar Quiros rode for Valvoline at the time.
Mr. Kowa, for being out, you get on the battle still, no worry.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay, perfect.
I got you. So, you get on the battle.
But that was a good try.
Yep, good try.
Definitely.
All right, D, so we'll move on.
Yes. So because the whole Saturday cross country was so exciting, Andrew, and there's I think people are still visiting the shop and talking and having some heated conversation, understand, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
really heated.
Really heated conversation, a lot of cycling expert calling, chat with them, and their voice, and this are the common.
Yeah. So what we'll do, because of that, Andrew has some information he'd like to share with the public, and he will chat about that a little bit. Again, some of the things, what we report on is factual things. We don't report on hearsay. We report on things that are factual based on the research that we did. Andrew has quite a bit of network as far as getting factual information. He's very close to people who are supervising this race, and he has factual information. So these are not hearsay. Things that are hearsay are opinions, and we will share our opinion as well on the race. This is a segment, Andrew, that our viewers have asked us to revisit, right?
Right.
And we will definitely entertain opinions again. And remember, guys, these opinions are the opinions of us. When it's opinion, right? It's nothing personal. It's just an opinion, just a thought that we're sharing. As well as with you guys, when you call in, it's your opinion, and we respect your opinion. It's not our responsibility or a job to rebut your opinion. That's your opinion. You get. We're offering you a platform to view your opinion, so others can, you can share in the community, right? We're a cycling community here, and it's kind of like a huge virtual round table. So we want to keep those very, very short. 30 seconds to a minute for the opinions. We want to get as much people as possible involved, and we will put a question up. These are the phone numbers that you can call. So you can call direct, or you can call WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 634-4779, or the direct is 501-614-4776. There's a question that's on the screen as well, which is, what are your thoughts about the current state of cycling in Belize? What is working well and what needs to be improved? So Andrew will share his thoughts again on the cross country, and some of his opinions, and then after that we'll get into that segment, right, Andrew?
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
So I got a call. From a friend, and I asked him the question, "What you thought of the cross country?" And he said, "Andrew, was a lovely race. The only thing he gave me, he said, Andrew, if we continue on this track, Belize will never win a cross. Belizean cyclists will never win in the near future unless we have a national team." But I asked him, what would you say about this year's cross country champion? And he said, that guy. I said, they had a vetting committee, and he got vetted, and so his rebuttal was that the guy was too much for all riders, and he said he's not saying this with no prejudice or trying to bring on anyone. He said, but check the guy. Just last year, 2024, he was on the roster, even though he said like an NBA player there on the bench. It's not that he's no good. But this guy was on the pro team Israel. What was it?
Israel Premier Tech.
Israel Premier Tech.
And Andrew, according to the criteria that we discussed with the Cycling Federation of Belize and the president, it's 12 months inactive or off, completely removed from any professional racing, right? 12 months. And you were saying that, or is it 24 months? I'm sorry. 24 months fully removed. It has to be 24 months, 2
Yeah.
years, fully removed from racing on a professional team. And you're saying as of 12 months, Jim Brown was on.
Yes,
on
yes. So
Israel Premier Tech.
they're not holding that against Jim Brown as a cyclist, but they just believe that the vetting just went wrong, and that it's something that you want to be fair. And the cyclist, like I mentioned, said, Mr. Jonas, we know we can compete in Mali. We see how in Mali could do. So the fans won't keep getting upset with us because we can match most of the riders. You have riders like Baron Pope, when he have to go train early in the morning, 4 o'clock, get up 4 o'clock, go train, go to work, go work all day. Oscar have a job also right now too. And most of the riders, the few riders were, and because the cyclists didn't pay attention, who no work, they say, of course, and that's the reason why I may tell you that I come pick that Derek, that one of the best choice for we win the cross country. And Derek, was one of the best finishers in the cross country. But the cross country have reached a certain level that riders were just want to compete, that they just be numbers. They won't have a chance. That's why we always say it's only a handful of riders that can actually win this thing these days because of the competition that is coming in. And so we are here to educate the fans that we don't want the fans to, bash the cyclists and tell them, all kind of nasty words. Those cyclists will go ride across country are brave warriors. I call them warriors, because you can get me out there on a racer bike, they ride the speedway, but what the cyclist to me said, Mr. Donis, I did chase at 38 miles now, I did chase at 38 miles and everybody they open me. So what happened, the riders that came in had the race so high, the pace was so high early that most of our riders are not used to that those high paces. And so they do agree that the riders that come in is a level. What he said that, and this is the person that came, I spoke to, said that we have to tackle the regional. We can't go out. Certain people say, then I say people who want to meet outside. No, he said we go right in the region, in the Caribbean, South America. We could get the riders in the region. He said, look how Jim Brown destroyed last year's cross country champion who destroyed us, and they make it look like they make it look like paper. They just whip him. So it showed that even though Jim Brown Jim Brown just win a race again in Ghana, win some sprint when he got back. I think, I don't remember, but and even the young boy Alfredo Bueno too. But these guys are racing at a high level. They are cyclists for life. I mean, at least right now they are full-time cyclists, right? So, but it's a little advice that we get that to educate the fans. Not bash your cyclists because the obedient riders try the hardest. There's someone basically on tears because they say, Mr. Donis, I cannot compete at that level anymore. I can't compete. And even the young ones say, Donis, then Balia make me feel like when a young rider, a promising young rider would come up, he said he almost cried because he trained so hard. And for his race was over by mile 25. He said he done mile 25. And this was an upcoming superstar young cyclist. I don't want to call him name, right? But he almost got tears. He said, then guys put it on we that we never expect that it might be this hard. But what happened? They eliminate all the local guys. First, remember I said the race for Raffle, the race was basically over for most of our local riders. You only had a handful. So that doesn't mean for share that with the fans, no, and people out there so they can understand that is. I can bash no riders, and I bash no riders, and especially my BELIZE riders, because we are amateurs. We are most of our riders are Cat 3. We have a few Cat 2. When you meet Cat 1 or guys who are up to a pro level, you don't stand a chance. That's the harsh reality. That's the harsh reality. Yeah. It's affecting some of the riders mentally. Someone else said like one have breakdown, and we see happening at professional level. We see what Dennis.
It happened a few times. I mean, with Taylor Finney, he quit when he was young. You had the other one, I forgot his name, but yeah, you're right. It happens. It's a tough sport. It's a tough sport, and you're expected to perform, right? Sometimes even if the chips are stacked against you, your sponsors, your family member, they don't understand. They want you to perform and to have a good showing. I know it's probably difficult right now for Anthony Mahler, Digi Alliance team. I'm pretty sure they're shaken up a little bit and needs to regroup. But that's how you build, character and strength, mental strength as well. You have to be not only physically strong and well prepared in the sports of cycling, Andrew, but you have to be mentally strong as well. But after a cross country and you've prepared, and I know those guys work very hard to perform at that level, and they just weren't able on Holy Saturday morning. They were just not able to perform at the level that they expected. So when the performance doesn't meet the expectations, there's significant disappointment there. So you have to kind of go back. But I urge them to be, continue to be mentally strong, continue putting the work in, and trust the process. Once you do that, the results will come. And perhaps one of the things, in my opinion, is I see a reoccurring story here, and I'm not picking on anyone. Again, this is my opinion. This is not personal, but I'm seeing a reoccurring story here where the Williams Cycling organization is perhaps taking a little bit advantage of Belizean cycling. I see this happening over and over, and they're pretty much dictating the results in all the big races. Based on, in my opinion, some unfair advantages. Now, where those advantages are coming from, I don't know. If there is some type of collusion between the Cycling Federation of Belize, the head of that organization, and the Williams Cycling Racing Club or Cycling Club, because there's some connection there, of course, family ties. But I see where there's some unfair advantage. One of the unfair advantage that I see is that both Legion and Blazers are given opportunity to pull riders, the strongest riders from other teams, and then utilizing them, in these races to kind of predict the outcome, right? And also splitting up the teams, Legion, Blazers under the same owners, they are allowed multiple riders to come in, and again creating an unfair advantage, because you had, for example, Jim Brown riding for Blazers, you had Corey Lockwood riding for Blazers, you had Corey Williams for Blazers, you had Alfredo Bueno riding for Legion, you had Justin Williams for Legion, and who's the next Legion rider? There's another Legion rider as well. So you had six riders from the same team ownership. And then you had two more riders who are riding locally. However, you have two more riders. You had Jaivin Gonzalez, who rides for Legion when he's in the US, and you had Derek Chavarria, who rides for Blazers. So you had a total of 8 riders, right? And that's an unfair advantage. You can make excuses however you want, but that's kind of how it's being played out over and over, and we're seeing predicted results in these races. And like I said, they're allowed an unfair advantage. If that is the case, then level up the playing field, I guess, and then allow each team to bring in 2 foreign riders as well, to assist them to ride in their jerseys. You can go that route if you want to, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing from the outside looking in. And again, that's just my opinion. I'm not not picking on anyone. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing, and it's kind of, you know, for a lack of a better word, it's an exploitation of our Belizean racing at a very high level, and the rules are being bent, and are looking for loopholes to actually create an unfair advantage. And if you look at the way that team races in the US, it's the same strategy they use. They have these crit races where they're registering 3 teams. Austin Aviators, you have Legion of Los Angeles, and you have the Miami Blazers. You have 3 teams of, I don't know, 6 riders each, whatever the limit is. So you have in the peloton, you have 18 riders who are owned by the same owner. So you can have some predictive results if you choose to, right? And they as we know, it's a business. Everything is a business, and winning brings sponsorships, sponsors get you sponsorships. Winning creates an excitement around what you're doing. So it's a business strategy, but like I said, I'm seeing that playing out in Belize as well. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the feel of it. That's my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I can't talk about international races because maybe they have other teams too, other owners will have multiple teams also in the peloton, so I can't say about that.
No, but I mean in Belize, as far as creating an unfair advantage, do you see that happening?
In Belize, it's a sticky situation, but the cyclists are crying out. Yes, they are saying that they feel jilted, that they should have the opportunity to have they should have the opportunity to have at least 2 foreign riders on their team to level out the playing field. Actually, one of the riders said that the Williams brothers could come in, but they have to get 2 guys from here locally to ride on their team, not bring in these high-level riders now.
Yeah. Well, I would think, for example, if you had Valvoline that have, let's say, and I'm just using, it could be any team, right? Let's say Valvoline that has Oscar Quiroz, you have Atli Lozano, you have Dylan Levy, and you have Christopher Witt, right? And then you have another team named Caribbean Tires North that have X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E rider, right? And they ride in the same race, the same sponsor, the same coach, in the same race. Now, in my opinion, as just a regular guy, if they are riding in the same race and all those guys are strong, wouldn't that be an advantage for that team? Correct?
Yeah.
So, in essence, that's what I'm saying, right? So, I don't think that practice should be allowed to create an unfair advantage for one set of riders or a team as opposed to another. And that is my opinion, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing that replicated. The fact that that the Williams Cycling Club, they look for the strong riders and they are pulling in all those strong riders. They did it with Oscar Quiroz, and Oscar stood up and he wasn't going for that anymore, that he was not going to give away races or he's going to compete. And yeah, but that's my opinion, and I shared that opinion with Mr. Kalman personally. I was riding with him and we had a great conversation, very respectful conversation, of course. But that's what I'm seeing, and again, I will always speak, my mind. I'll try to speak the truth. I don't care about likes. I just want to be respected for sharing my opinion and sharing what I see, and not being afraid of saying, how I see things, and not being afraid of sharing my thoughts as what could be better for the sport. And I think if we rectify that somehow, I think that put us in a better position as well. And as far as a Belizean winning the cross country, that's not a big thing for me, right? Because it has become a more of a bigger than just a Belizean thing. But for me, what's important, Andrew, is fair competition. That's what's important. And I'm seeing also, unfortunately, kind of going away from the fair competition by a group monopolizing the racing here. And I've seen it not only in this race, I called it out before in some other races as well. I took the heat for it, recovered from that, and I'm going to take some more heat again. And I'm fine with that.
You go handle the kitchen.
Yeah, so it's cool. But with that being said, we want to get into our questions too, right? So we're going to open up the lines, guys.
So now you can place your calls. People?
Yeah. Good night. Who are you speaking with?
Yeah, this is Mr. Cass from Belopan.
Excellent. Good night, sir.
Well, I'm listening to you guys. Very good show tonight, and I must say that I'm impressed with you, D. Wade. You have given us your personal thoughts. I noticed Andrew kind of want to talk your mind, but kind of fidgety, to tell the truth. But I share similar sentiments like yourself, D. Wade, with the fact that the Williams brothers have been allowed to just do what they feel like with regards to cycling in Belize. I have nothing against them, but like you mentioned, it's a highly unfair advantage they have over the other local riders. Yes, people will always say that our local riders do not train as hard, etc. Working people, they work, a lot of them work 8 to 5 job, and after 5, what time do they have to train? Unless they go out 4 o'clock in the morning and train on the road, and the possibility of getting knocked down exists, kind of dark at that time. But yes, you are so right, and I commend you for that, Dewey. You hit the nail on the head with respect to the unfair advantage that exists in our cycling situation here. I'm an avid cycling fan, has been for some years now, and you know, every time I pass through Banapan, the doctor when they ride up on the roadside, and I support cycling. But something has to be done. We need a level playing field, to say the least. Yes, money makes the world goes wrong, and in cycling is money as well. I agree with all of that. But we have to maintain some sort of standards. And like you mentioned, possibly collusion, because everybody knows who the William brothers are and the relationship with G-Flow, and everybody knows who is the owner, manager, president of G-Flow, and who is also the president of the Cycling Federation. I don't want to call names, but everybody knows that. So the possibility exists that there are some high collusions, and the amount of riders the Federation allows these guys to bring in on the various teams. It's unfair, you know. It's unfair, but I must commend you, Dewey, for speaking out. And like I said, I noticed when you talk the truth, and you know you hit the nail on the head, but Anjo being the commentator and things like that, I can understand him as well, not wanting to speak his mind because of, you know, I know people like go up on a live stream and post a lot of foolishness and things like that. But I can understand him wanting to refrain from speaking the truth. But you hit the nail on the head, D-Wade, and I commend you for that, brother. And, by the way, you rode a good race in that Masters on last week Sunday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Hey, good night, Andrew.
Good night, Mr. Cass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And yeah, this is a platform, right? Because we're going to use this platform we all want to see cycling in a better place, right? It is in a good place where we're at right now. I'm not complaining about that, but can we get better? Absolutely. And you know, sometimes we have to point things out, and you know, I have no problem, you know, spreading or sharing my thoughts. So, guys, the line is open. Continue to share your thoughts with the community.
Wow, okay, try and keep it.
Yeah, remember, try to keep it short, as we don't want it too long. So
30 seconds to a minute.
We have 5 minutes. We have another 9-10 already.
yeah, we're at 9:10 already. So we just have a few more minutes. So feel free to call in. Is everybody afraid, boy?
No. I think that's just a delay in
Oh, okay.
the broadcast.
Nice topic, though. What?
Yes, but again, guys, whatever we discuss will be, we'll take another call here. Good night.
Yes, sir. I'm not afraid.
Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Henry Linares. Yeah. I kind of agree. I fully agree with the way that you shared my thoughts exactly. And I'm convinced we're wasting both driving and Baby Chav talent, because they will never win a classic in Belize as long as you have Corey Williams in the race, because they will always be riding for him. So I think they're taking advantage of the talent that we have instead of building on it now. We have very good domestics in Belize who they can recruit, But when you take a Jiven and a Baby Chav to be your domestic, then you're really wasting the talent of these young men. And I think Oscar did the best thing by walking away, because the same thing was happening to him, but he was smart enough, or his supporters or his team around him saw what was happening. And it's not only physical, it's mental, it's mentally draining, you know. You have these guys in their prime, and they're just there. They give them some opportunities, and this is just my opinion, so-called opportunities to travel and to do other races. But the races that mean something to them, they will never win, as long as you have certain people in that race. And these guys are very talented, and my personal opinion is that they are wasting their talent with aligning with certain people. That's just my opinion.
Thank you very much for sharing your opinion, Mr. Linares. Thank you for keeping it short and informative as well. And thank you for being a continued member and viewer of the show. And again, guys, this is the time to speak up and say what's in your mind. No one's going to be judging you. And again, feel free to share. If you believe in your thoughts, you dial in. And as a community, we're just trying to improve cycling in Belize. And one of the biggest things for us is, Andrew, is the fairness, right? The fairness. There's a lot of things that happen that should not happen. You know, for example, you know, I'm a victim of unfairness as well. You know, with the gun cycling club, and I'm the only 50+ rider that's been graduated up to a higher category. All my other racers that I race with are down in the B category, and those guys obviously they're beating me. For example, a B guy that I ride with is Roque Matos in the Weekend Warrior. And in the Guns Club, he's B and I'm A. So these are things that I want to speak up about, the unfairness. Why is that? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. And, you know, in the elite peloton, I'm seeing it as well with this whole, the Williams racing team and the Blazers and Legion and them allowed to bring so many other riders in. So that creates definitely an unfair advantage, you know, for our local guys. So I'm not saying that they should not be allowed their team members to come and ride, but they should be considered as one team. Corey and Justin, they're one team, and they would be allowed another rider.
Okay.
Right? So it'd be a team of 3, just like we do the Guatemalans, team of 3, or whoever else. And I would also like to see more regional riders, Caribbean riders, come in and ride as well. So perhaps we can reach out to those federations and encourage, maybe incentivize them somehow, you know, free registration or free hotel stay or something like that to bring those guys in, guys that we're going to be racing against in the Caribbean Championships, the Pan American Games. You know, it would have been nice to have some of those guys in the cross country this year. That's going to be coming to Belize in October.
True.
Right? So the federation, that might have been a missed opportunity there. The federation should have thought about that. Our guys, this is big for us. You imagine if a Belizean wins the Caribbean Championship in Belize, right? So let's prepare our guys. Let's actively invite some of the guys that are going to be competing in that race and bring them to Belize, so our guys can, you know, get a feel of them. So.
All right.
So guys, we'll take another couple more calls. Lex.
Couple more.
Or this is the final.
I think this is the final.
All right, so this is, yeah, we'll take this final call. Been some good conversation so far, Andrew. Good night. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, good night. My name is Lynn, and I am enjoying the show, and I want to big you guys up that our local riders are doing an exceptional, and I think they may feel demotivated, as the previous caller said, by having the Williams take over the Holy Saturday cross-country cycling. Like that previous caller said, I think we've spoken to Jiven and Baby Chav when there was a criterion race in San Ignacio. And I said, you could have won the race. but you gave it to Corey. And I just believe that, like the caller said, that we cannot continue to sacrifice for talent. I must commend Oscar Quiros, for that is my favorite rider, on walking away from the Williams brothers, because I think it was the same way they used him. They are using these other two from the G Flow. So I commend all my Belizean riders to continue doing what you do. You got talent, and we are going to rise above this. So I just want to say kudos to my Belizean riders. Way to go. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Appreciate it. And thanks for this continued support of the As the Wheels Turn. Andrew.
Boy, time fly, man. Why couldn't breaks the I love the view. I love this interaction. I think that we have to do every weekly. I think we have to have. I think we have to start a little earlier. So we give them more.
We take more calls.
We take more calls. More calls. So
absolutely,
definitely we take more calls. Every week we have the perfect topic. What you think of the current state of cycling in Belize? Perfect.
And what we can do is we can continue this question, because it was those opinions were more around the whole cross country and what's going on there. But perhaps this question, George, if that's okay, we can continue this question into next week, and then the viewers can do a little bit of research. So the question is, So that question is. What are your thoughts about the current state of cycling in Belize? What is working well, and what needs to be improved? Although we're critical, there are things that are working very well, and we want to make sure we're pointing those out. And we know that there are people working very hard as well. However, not everything is perfect, right? So we'll definitely shout out next week people from the Federation who are doing a great job. However, there's certain things and certain loopholes, is what we're saying, where those things kind of lead to some perhaps some bad practices, and that's what we want to work on. So we're not bashing. We're just opening up dialogue so we can improve the whole process. That in the end, that's what we want to do, right? We want to improve the whole process. So Andrew, with that being said, what are your thoughts? You want to do a quick thought on the conversation that just happened, and then we'll go to closing off or.
Excellent. I mean, I love that we have this segment that people can call in and share, because, like we mentioned, it's their opinion, and each person have the right to their opinion. Nobody should be upset with you for your opinion. You see how sport is. It's competitive all over the world. I mean, you go watch boxing, and you ride with your fighter, and you want him to win, so of course you will ride with him. And if basketball game, whatever game, all I'm saying though, that my overlook on the race indeed, right? And I like use basketball and football because most of the fans, they understand that it's like you're bringing guys off of the NBA bench to play, they can trash you up. Football, you bring someone from Brazil, they can trash you up. You see what happens in sports, I believe, all of our sports, I mean, we are really wrong the region, but once we step out the box, it's a harsh reality. I mean, like we said, we don't want to offend nobody, but it's a harsh reality. People say, well, then people go and meet, but we are never ride, not in the near future, we are be world pro cyclists, right? None of our guys, not even the Williams brothers, they can't go to Europe, go even think they're finishing a race there. That's the harsh reality. That's something we have to face, that we are more competing around this region. I mean, all them boys done too old. You know when you have to start the kids, for 2 years older to have to bring out from make them maybe even reach the pro ranking. But we will have to concentrate on this region.
Yeah.
And then when you can move about, take what I have for being world pro. We don't be on Pogacar, no, Vingegaard, no. We not Van der Poel. We not in a league there. We could safely say that we not in a league there. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we see it every day. So, but I commend our riders, and as, like I said, cycling have grown in Belize. It's become a very popular sport, and my interest right now, I want to see, and this is the field where I believe that we could get good results in the female category. I want to see the female category build, and I hope that our cycling federation dig deeper and try nurture the women. And I hope that, as the time progresses, we see more young ladies. We see some young ladies who don't interested, and we hope that the thing build, right? But the sport of cycling is in one sport right now in Belize, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want nothing, come to shatter. But we, like I said, fair. You have to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, there's some really great talent here that could probably potentially have some impact on a professional level, not world tour, but a professional level. The Derek Chavarria. If he was totally exposed and someone committed to him, let's say 2-3 years ago, and kind of groom that, he definitely has the ability, the work ethic. I love his work ethic. I love his motivation, his passion, and I think he can be a pro rider similar to like Chomil from Guatemala. Also, Jalen Briseño again, who's an amazing talent. However, you have to take that talent, and that's what I want to see. Like the Williams take those kids and actually give them real opportunities instead of having them, domestique in crit races. That's not their having their best interest in mind. But again, we'll continue those conversations. I want to say, Andrew, a big thank you to those callers who call in and share their honest opinion. And if you notice, it's very, they're speaking from a very intellectual place, and they're very respectful, and that's what we want to entertain and we want to encourage. We want to encourage valuable, constructive criticism, critique. We are one community again here, and our community is working towards fairness, a level playing field, and to improve cycling on a whole. Again, another missed opportunity, I think, by CFP. We should have definitely focused on the Caribbean region to kind of get some of those cyclists in so our guys can race with them. And also it'd be a great opportunity for them to come and race in Belize and see what Belize racing is about. So with that being said, we'll continue next week again with some great conversations. Again, you guys join into the community and let's continue to discuss what's best for Belize and cycling. I would like to take this time, I know we're closing, I'd like to take this time to share, guys. This is definitely related to what we had talked about earlier. I wanted to share an excerpt that I stumbled upon from social media. Andrew, I think, as I browse through social media, I don't focus on negative things. I try to look at inspirational things and motivational things, and I stumbled upon this one. Perhaps some of you did as well. But here it goes. It says, no matter how mighty, even the greatest lion eventually faces a humbling end. That's the reality of life. Some die young, their lives cut short by wounds sustained while fiercely protecting their pride. Others live long, only to be worn down by age. In their prime, they're kings, ruling the land, chasing prey, devouring their catch, and leaving only scraps for the hyenas. But time moves quickly. An old lion loses the strength to hunt, the power to fight, and the speed to escape danger. It wanders roaring into the wind until fate catches up. When it can no longer defend itself, the very scavengers it once scorned circle back. The hyenas close in. Not waiting for death to claim the lion, they tear it apart while it still breathes. Life is fleeting. Power fades. We've seen it happen in people. If we live long enough, vulnerability will come for us all. So guys, let us remain humble. Show compassion to the sick, the weak, and the aging. And always remember, we all will leave the stage one day.
True statement.
With that being said, thank you guys very much for joining. Thank you guys for participating in the conversation. Thanks as well to our technical crew. Andrew, thank you immensely for giving me the opportunity to voice my opinion without any judgment. I really appreciate that. I think we all have a purpose, and my purpose is to speak the truth. So I appreciate this platform. I appreciate you.
No problem, Dean. That's your final words?
That's it.
All right. Well, folks, I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Like I said, tomorrow is holiday, and some fans still remember and they tune in. Great conversation. A lot of races coming up, like we mentioned. Let's keep cycling alive in Belize, and let's be fair. Like Dee said, we have to be fair. And another beautiful show. Look forward for next week's event. Fans, continue to like and share. That's the only way the page will grow. I want to thank the whole As the Wheel Turns family, Mr. Kevin Logan, doing such a great job, fixing me up for the food and everything. The crew behind the scene, Georgian and Lex, doing their thing. Dee, being a great co-host, thank you. I want to thank the entire family. I want to thank Rochelle O'Donoghue-side, Rena O'Donoghue-side, taking care of the kids. Dee there in Chicago, along with Cher and their kids. And to my beautiful wife at home, she's under the weather, but stay strong, get well soon, and love you always. With that said, we out. Have a blessed Wednesday night. Be safe tomorrow on a holiday. And remember, share love. Hate won't get us anywhere, but with love, rules everything, Dee. Peace. We out.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn.